Welcome to the annual 5th grade patriotic performance for 2022. Each year in February, the 5th grade classes of Movavi Intermediate honor our nation by presenting patriotic programs.
When our nation was established, George Washington became the very first president and the father of our country. Although President Washington cautioned the American people to guard against those who pretend to be patriots, that is not the case here today.
The 5th grade class of the Movavi Intermediate School stand to honor these great men in history who served our country as president. With undying love and devotion, we salute them for their service and sacrifice. Class, please join me in pledge allegiance to the American flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Class, please join me in singing the Star Spangled Banner.
The 13 British colonies in America declared their independence from Great Britain and the 1776 Declaration of Independence. Class, please join me in reciting its preamble.
We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed.
Constitution was to create a strong central government, open and accessible to the will of the people. This self-government, which the Constitution pledged to the United States, was to be ruled by the people. Class, please join in reciting its preamble.
We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. Do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America.
Today we are honoring our presidents in song, dance, and rap. It has been a fun way to learn about our presidents and the order of their service to the United States.
George Washington was the very first president of the United States. In 1783, he spoke these words: "If the freedom of speech is taken away, then dumb and silent we may be led like sheep to the slaughter."
And President Theodore Roosevelt motivated the people when he said, "We must dare to be great. We must realize that greatness is a fruit of toil and sacrifice and high courage."
President Abraham Lincoln cautioned the nation to be alert when he said America will never be destroyed from the outside. If we falter and lose our freedoms, it will be because we destroyed ourselves.
The 35th President of the United States, John F. Kennedy, motivated the American people in his 1961 inaugural address when he spoke these words: "And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country."
President Kennedy also urged other countries to be self-sufficient when he spoke these words to the citizens of the world. Ask not what America will do for you, but what together we can do for the freedom of man.
The greatest U.S. presidents with character and integrity have maintained a strong vision for the future of America. We can truthfully say that all presidents in our history have inspired America to achieve greatness. The class will now present the rap of the presidents.
These are the presidents, the mighty, mighty presidents of us.
19, 1863, the 16th President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln, gave one of the most famous speeches in American history. This speech was delivered in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, at the dedication of a cemetery for soldiers killed at the Battle of Gettysburg. Although the address was short, this speech restates the basic ideas of the Declaration of Independence. We will now present the Battle Hymn of Gettysburg. Fourscore and 7 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation or any nation so conceived and so dedicated can long endure. We are met on a great battlefield of that war. We have come to dedicate a portion of that field for those who here gave their lives that that nation might live. It is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this. But in a larger sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground.
The brave men, living and dead, who have struggled here, have consecrated far above our power to add or detract.
The road will little notes nor long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here.
It is for us, the living, rather, to be dedicated here to the war that they have, the nobly unfinished work that they which have nobly advanced. It is for us, the living, rather, to be here dedicated to the great task remaining before us.
That from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause which they gave the last measure of devotion. That we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, for the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth.
The American flag has stood as a symbol of freedom and justice in times of peace and in wars. The sight of our American flag captures the power and glory of our nation. It has flown over our national emblem in some form since 1777. This flag remains a living piece of history and a source of pride.
In another quote by President Reagan, freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. We didn't pass it to our children in the bloodstream.
It must be fought for, protected for, and handed on for them to do the same, or one day we'll spend our sunset years telling our children and our children's children what it was once like in the United States when we were free.
Freedom is so precious. We must value ours. Liberty once lost is lost forever. So celebrate freedom and liberty with us.
President Ronald Reagan said, "When we honor our flag, we honor what we stand for as a nation. Freedom, equality, justice, and hope." The fifth grade class have strived to honor America today, and we will continue the performance with a melody of Grand Old Flag, Yankee Doodle Dandy, and America the Great.
Thank you, and may God bless our military and our great nation.